it to tilt a little bit on the second map. So if NIP can get a strong start here on their T side, it could get really rough for the CIS team.
Now, the one thing is they do have the advantage as well, NIP of starting on the terrorist side. The CT side is so hard to play. Guardian gonna have a hard time finding, oh, this grenade. Look at this C setting up nicely now. NIP, they might be speeding up behind this. There are 4 men in this B bomb site right now, and here they come.
Yeah, the big push coming in now for NIP. They get control of drop. And now that also opens it up to actually push on plateau. That's where Get Right and Forrest are about to make their appearance. Flamey playing on the site itself. Seas is there to back him up, and there's a man in Chicken Coop as well, but Seas is already gone. Pyth just barrels him down. Freiberg finds a kill, and it's all on Flamey, but he gets flanked into oblivion. Just complete and utter destruction. NIP, it works perfectly for them in the pistol.
Guardian, what could you do at this point in time? I mean, if you get a couple of kills, maybe you could buy a scout later on. That's sort of the hope here. Flamey, he just couldn't even reload that gun. That fountain position, and this is something you probably will see again on Cobblestone here, that fountain position is so great if you have coverage from drop, but if your men in drop start to fall, then you can do nothing behind fountain. You're instantly gonna get just flushed out. So just the after plant situation here. Guardian looking for a way out to maybe pick up a little bit of a kill if he can. It's going to be one of them. 7 bullets left, 6 now. Flying shots. Freiberg to take him down in NIP. They win the pistol.
It's good for Guardian to get at least another kill there, though. Just gives him a little bit more money to work with going into these remaining rounds. And anything that gets Guardian the AWP in the first buy round is a good thing. And you can see he's actually managing his economy here. Instead of going for the full force buy, I love it. We used to see, I mean, this Guardian had this tendency to always force Deagle, always force Kevlar, never think about the op in the 4th round. This time around, Na'Vi go for the force buy because they lost the pistol, but Guardian is managing his money. He's only invested $500 in this round. So that's a great adjustment made by him. It means that he has a good chance of getting that sniper rifle now when it comes time to actually, go toe-to-toe with Pyth or Forrest.
They do have 3 HE grenades left here. They've actually bought 4, but one of them already being expended. So I like this setup. I think it's a reasonable idea. NIP are being very careful right now, but I mean, in case they were to walk onto that plateau, maybe you could blow up a couple of Swedes. It is going to be a bit tough. There's only armor on 3 out of 5 players here on Na'Vi, so unless these grenades work, it should still be NIP's round. And look how careful they're being. Pit all the way back, Freiberg holding in middle. And the rest just setting up. So you can't even sneak up anywhere and get like a cheeky kill on someone. It's not going to happen.
They're waiting for some kind of signal, basically, Na'Vi, that NIP are about to walk into their trap. Forrest is still up there on plateau with that bomb, but there's still 2 players in mid, and it does look like the rotation is coming out here from NIP, seeing as how the 2 players have moved through underpass. They're starting to clear out danger. They're getting more and more information on that A site. They aren't running into anybody over there, and that might be making Nip think that there is the risk of a stack. Get Right going to try to lurk his way into drop. He will get punished, and that's seized. Just picking up a MAC-10, so it's not the end of the world here for NIP.
But I mean, the thing is, these 3 grenades can still be used from this A bomb side. I was thinking until they get into the bomb side, if you throw them up from the balcony, which is kind of what they're trying to do here. Zeus maybe trying to clear it out, but you can definitely throw some good grenades on the other side. There's one coming in. Freiberg to go down now, 4 versus 3. And the NIP, they are a man down, but equalizing with that shot from Pyth. The bomb has only just been planted here. There is a slight chance.
Yeah, but there's a nice, clear, crisp shot from Pyth to take out Guardian. Goes for a little bit of a sloppier spray there onto Zeus, but it works just fine. And Forrest will find the headshot on Edward. No joy here for Na'Vi going into this retake on the A side. Instead, it will be 3 players surviving for NIP. The MP7 saved on Exist and the 2 AKs. That's the important bit. They want to keep those rifles alive, NIP. Pyth so far doing pretty good. He's actually starting off strong on this map, and that's important for NIP. They need the new young gun to just step in here and take control, start getting those frags on the board, because once again, Get Right off to a little bit of a slow start. Forrest at least is on the board with 1 kill. But that was actually, the main concern for NIP when they were up against Godsent. Forrest and Get Right, they were struggling quite a bit against the Swedes.
We were having a bit of a tough time, you're right. Get Right looking to see if he could find a way in, and this time he actually makes it into drop. No one there to back him up from plateau, but he's only got the MAC-10 here, so there's not a lot to lose, and he knows they won't have armor, so it's very easy for him to go and look for these kills here. And well, I mean, Edward probably just going to be shrugging and saying, just whatever, Get Right. We've played against each other for a very long time. I'm used to this stuff.
I'm used to you being just so damn good. It's good to see Get Right hitting some shots. He isn't going to spot Seas, though. Seas is this elusive character, and he will get the drop on Get Right, but Pyth is there to restore order. He takes out Zeus, hits the second headshot onto Seas as well, makes it look easy. And while Flamey rotating in from Connector, should be dying in a hail of bullets, but he does quite a bit of damage. Forrest and Freiberg drops very low, but Pyth is there to save the day. And they will be able to stand tall, Nip. They do collect all 3 rounds at the beginning of this, and that's the whole point for NIP. They needed to pick up the kills. They needed to manage to actually, maintain their economy, basically, going into this first buy round for Na'Vi. And Guardian, thanks to him managing his economy earlier on after that pistol, he can afford to get the AWP. And Na'Vi on CT side, they've always heavily relied on him to get the job done, to have an impact with that op. He seems to be the difference maker. And this time around, he will go for the peek into underpass. Early aggression from him to start things off.
Well, we recognize this setup, right? Some of the smokes that are going in all the way from in the middle of the map, in fact, and they're going to run the same direction of the smokes. They don't always do that, and that's caught a couple of teams off guard. Flashbang coming in, Edward flashed, and he's trying to get the kill, but just can't see a single thing. Get-Right going to open up, Seized with a follow-up kill, and Guardian picking up a shot as well is going to be very important. Seized, pistol out. How does he get that shot on Forrest? And it's going to be Pyth going down now, all on Exist. He's got the MP7, and he falls right away. So Na'Vi with a really big round here, and a very confusing one. Looked like as soon as Edward was in that corner that he was going to be able to get the spray in easily.
That's where you're kind of shaking your head. Bit of a lucky break there for NIP. The full flash on Edward. He isn't able to pick up the first kill on the man dropping off a plateau, but Seized. He's the difference maker in this round for Na'Vi. Very difficult kills to get as well. As you guys can see, the quick reactions from him to stay alive and get that pistol out fast enough when they're just jumping over his head. Really hard situation for him to be in.
Now look at this though, I mean, 1 match 7 here, 1 MP7 as well, so even though Na'Vi win the round, their economy is not exactly fantastic, and NIP have all AKs, and they're going quick into this bomb site.
They're not wasting any time at all, and again, repeat situation. Edward is gone. Get-Right picks up the first kill. NIP, they will be able to move on to this site, although there are 2 players still alive behind the smoke. It's all on Get-Right to catch them lurking in Flavy. He's gone.
Get-Right just following up, taking down Zeus, Guardian next in line, and Seized. This is where that MP7 really comes back to haunt you a little bit, because you're never even going to dream of retaking it.
This is a nightmare for Na'Vi. Their money is going to be in shambles after this round. Edward's sitting on $500, and he's in a grand final. Edward pulling a James Bond.
Oh no.
Can't be possible. He's on 005 right now. Look if he makes it up to 007.
He actually has a kid. He's walking in. Are they going to stick around? This is almost unreal. NIP, they're actually trying to, if they can run away, they're still sticking around here. Seized, he really wants it, but Forrest just a little bit paranoid. And just because you're paranoid, Senwa, doesn't mean they're not out to get you.
It's already happened once, right, Forrest? He watched MBK get his head banged off by Kirby on Inferno, right?
Yeah.
That was one of the big plays, the big diffuses to come through when Dignitas were in the tournament along with Envy. But not this time. Forrest, he covers all the bases. He makes sure that there can be no room for shenanigans here. And Na'Vi, that's it, their economy, they can't really do too much with this. They're back down to pistols. So NIP, they have a fantastic opportunity to just run away with this first half. And this is the worst case scenario for Na'Vi. This is what we were talking about. They struggle on the first map. They lose the first map in a close one. But then they do have a tendency to just, have a lot of difficulty to get their mind going again for that second map, to get into the map. And right now, NIP, they're just controlling everything. So everything is stacking up against Na'Vi now to actually have a successful second map here and keep this tournament alive.
Pretty good job there, Exist and Get-Right picking up a little bit, but it's just, no armor and pistols here for Na'Vi, so can't really expect too much. I think it is a bit of a problem, though, and Guardian, really good shot there to bring down Exist. NIP, I mean, they can challenge this, and they actually will do that. Zeus, oh, what a great couple of shots coming out. They can't finish it. Now, the thing that I wanted to go into, in some ways it's worse when Cobblestone is the second map, because when you're on the CT side like this, you really don't get much of a chance to take control of the game. This isn't like, a Dust 2 or Inferno or Cash or pretty much any other map where if you felt like on the CT side that you were being overrun a bit, you could try and switch it up and say, right, well, let's run down middle, throw grenades, try and be aggressive, try and throw them off of their game. You have almost no chance to do that on Cobblestones. You're at the mercy of whatever pace NIP want to play at here.
It seems like Zeus dancing around in Palace might be trying to make that happen. He gets an aggressive smoke over there to block things off, so that'll buy a little bit of time. Forrest is still top mid, though, so he will be able to spot that out. But that's something that, that's one of the few things that you can do on the CT side to try and slow Nip up a little bit. Just say, hey, I'm gonna put this smoke down, so this means that I might be pushed up aggressively, so you will have to worry about me if you decide to come A later on.
And that's where I almost wish that Zeus would move even further at this point. We've not seen anyone yet, because if he gets out and looks into that courtyard, of course, we can see the NIP around there, but if he actually gets a sort of a gleam in there, it might just be working out. Get right, sneaking close here. He's going to hear that flashbang. That should be a big giveaway that someone was on the plateau, and he's going to get close to Edward, gets shot down. What a great shot from Edward. And now NIP are man down 50 seconds here.
And it's no 007 for him. He even swaps out for the AK, but he's going to die in a hail of bullets. Pyth is there to stabilize. Flamey nearly lines them up. And C's just able to just manage to bring that last kill back. And he even hunts for more. He takes out Exist, and that drops the bomb up on Plateau. And it's all on Freiburg now in a 1v3.
See what he could do. Only 35 seconds. He does get the bomb. But if he waits any second longer, then he can't even run back to the A-bomb site. So he's going to have to commit here. Be careful, Seized here. If you are too aggressive, could be give a bit of an opening. He still has a Molotov, and he actually will be very aggressive here. Seized. He knows that Freiburg is still there, so they can be safe that no one's coming in. But that Molotov, oh! And Freiburg to pick it up, and there's the opening. Now just 10 seconds left. He's going to go for it. Up on the boost, though. Still one person left in Freiburg. He can't complete that hat trick, but does get the first kill in and making life a bit tough for Na'Vi. Again, this is about the CT economy. They just don't have the money yet. They needed everyone to live through that round.
Yeah, this is, I mean, had they had 3 alive, maybe they can recover an AK on Seized. They can actually make something out of it. This is still going to be a buy from Na'Vi. But having an extra rifle could mean the world for them right now, seeing as how Seized still has to stick to the SMG. Guardian does have his AWP, though, so this is actually something to work with. And again, he goes hunting aggressively in mid. Might have just heard the footsteps, though, because he decides to back off, playing it safe, and he's just barely not. No, he gets caught out of the open! No saving himself this time, and Flamey will Rose Get Right on the other side, but Get Right, he did his job. He picked up 1 kill. Na'Vi, though, not wasting any time, rotating onto this site.
My God. They do have a pretty good crossfire, actually a triple crossfire as you come out from up the slope. Here's Zeus looking from behind the wall. Flamey gonna pick up 1 kill. Zeus with another one now. Forrest and Pith are left, and Pith has been playing so well so far. Goes for another one, there's the triple. He's all alone in a one-on-one. Seized is down there, there's so much time. Bomb out in the open. If he can get this quad, that's gonna be one of the big clutches here in the grand finals. He's looking for it. Seized out in the open. AK crouching in, and there's the shot. Seized gonna be able to make it work. Double kill for him. And saving Na'Vi right on the edge. That's such a scary position there. And Na'Vi 3-5. And again, this is now it becomes important that they actually are on the CT side. It's so hard to get rounds, but they're making this work. And NIP don't have the money.
Whoa, and NIP, they're not deciding, or they're just deciding to keep the pressure ramped up here on Na'Vi. They're getting kills. Pyth is sitting on 14 kills right now. It's a crazy scoreline to have just at 9 rounds in, but look at this already, the aggression straight out into apartments, and Zeus, he's been playing aggressive. They're going to be able to punish that NIP. Perhaps picking up on that tendency, they will manage to just rush him down. Seized is here to try and rectify things, and he will be able to actually pick up 1 kill, but with the MP9, it's not the best gun to have in that situation. And now NIP, they have 2 rifles to work with.
And Seized was trying for that quick reload, where you sort of cancel the animation and you get back into it, and that didn't work. He still only had 11 bullets, so it was going to be really tough for him to make any kind of a big play there. Sort of almost wish he had just committed to that play and taken the fight, because then at least it would have been probably in a 3-on-3 here. Look at how far spread out Na'Vi are. They're all over the map, so wherever Nip hit right now, they're going to be in such a big advantage here. It's also why I'm a bit worried that Edward is playing so close to the corner, because if they rush him down, then maybe Flamey could be there. I mean, he's sort of in the doorway, but it's still so scary.
He is, I mean, at that moment, he was cheating over towards A. It seems like he's starting to drift back towards B now, looking to back up Guardian, who has that AWP, who's holding on Plateau, and now they're going to be so very far away from Edward. Edward, he's trying to edge his way in, and he's going to find the first kill, but instant trade comes through from Forrest. That's exactly what had to happen for NIP, because now they can pull the trigger, they can start rushing out onto the A site, and they already have Get Right lurking in connector. So as soon as Guardian comes through, he's going to be hearing those footsteps. Get Right, he knows exactly where they're playing from now, and he can even go for the aggressive push. This is it. He's the security here for NIP. Seeing as how his teammates are already, well, getting the job done. Freiburg will find the kill on Flaming, and there's Get Right with the perfect backstab.
Very smart play. Ooh, God right. All right. I was wondering if he was going to go with the knife there, Semler, but you know, there's a lot on the line here. Maybe not the time to play around too much. Money not there for Na'Vi, and NIP on the other hand. 3 AKs, 1 AWP, 1 M4A1. Even if they run into a stack right now, is it even gonna matter? They don't have even a single flashbang here, Na'Vi, which I think It's a bit disappointing, you know.
Interesting to see that much emotion being shown there by Flamey. On the player cam, we were able to see him, like, you know, putting his hand on his face. Usually he's like a rock, he just sits. And that's also, again, I mean, that's got to get you wondering a little bit about Navi's state of mind right now, if they're going to be able to pull through, because another clutch, you know, failing to go their way, it's just going to increase that pressure on their shoulders. And, well, the firing squad is ready and waiting. Freiburg with the double spray. Edward will only be able to pick up the one. Seized, able to pick up two. An underpass, though. In a 1v2, Getright's taking a lot of damage. He's down to 3 HP. He needs the info from his teammates, and he's looking to his mates right now.
Well, I mean, this is definitely doable. He's got the health, just not the armor. So any kind of a fight that goes on has to be either a quick click or just a straight one. There it is. Get it right down. That was the easy one. Now comes the hard one. Exist, and he's going to get the headshot straight away. He's just denied any entry into that bomb site. That's 1 out of 4 kills that Exist has in this map so far. So, I mean, you know, impact frags is what we're sometimes talking about. That's a good one to get.
There you go. I mean, that paints the picture right there. You're right. Those key rounds that make all the difference for your team. Doesn't matter if you're bottom fragging. If you pick up that 1 kill that could win you the tournament. But NIP, they're so far ahead in the lead now. 7 rounds on the board for them, 3 for Na'Vi. And here we go. I love it. NIP going for their patented smoke strategy.
Now, are they going to... Yeah, well, the bomb is there, so they're probably going to run the same way. But we have seen them run the fake where they actually run the other way. And Zeus is over by long, but he's not going to try and cheat it here. Edward will pick up the first kill on Getright, making it a 4 versus 5. And now he's still buying the plateau. Flamey with the early pickup there, taking down one. Pit's going to fall. What a click from Edward, shutting out Forest. And Freiburg is showing up just way too late to the party. Every other guest, they haven't left, but they're all dead on the plateau instead. Looking for maybe a little bit of revenge here from the corner, but he's going to get shot in the back. Beautiful round from Na'Vi. Just shutting down that plateau play. And Edward, I think, seems to be the cornerstone of that one. That's the one drawback, is the fact that when you have those 3 players throwing those smokes from so far away, it takes them so long to get into position to back up their mates as they push onto that site. And we can see there's a bit of a disjointed sort of situation. Getright rushes out first, nobody there to trade frag for him. They only just get out onto plateau, and then you have everybody from Na'Vi already pushed through the smokes, so the smokes are then rendered useless. Na'Vi have figured out how to counter one of NIP's pocket strats. And so that's actually going to put a little bit of a break on things here for Threat. He's going to have to pause and consider, you know, what is the next play after this round of eco, because NIP, they're broke. They have pistols across the board for themselves, and they're just hoping to get lucky and rush down Guardian. Freiburg will open up on Seized. He's not going to get the follow-up on Zeus, however. And Guardian's still alive on this site. He's the last defense. He's the last line of defense. He's the final boss. And it doesn't look like NIP are going to be getting any loot today. Oh, what a shot. Really, really good job. It looked for a minute. I mean, as soon as Guardian make that misclick jump, I was getting really panicked. But this is great news for Na'Vi. Look at it, 5-7. The money only barely there for NIP. This is fantastic. Everything they could have wished for. They've been sort of fighting for it for a while, right? Only getting a couple of streaks in where they win a couple of rounds in between. But that was enough to break NIP's economy. And it's down to the fact that the 10th round that NIP won, they only had 1 guy surviving. That was the round Exist got that kill. That's why Na'Vi were able to sort of economically reset NIP here. And if they can win this round too, then the first half is essentially a success for them. So it is way too soon to celebrate for NIP. And that shot from Guardian, killing Freiburg early on, looking for the second. He can't follow it up. He's there to punish it. Normally the kind of shot you'd think Guardian would hit every single day of the week. Getright jumping, still got 3 left on the Nova, but was already in the auto shotgun, but not able to follow it up.
Yeah, where are his pellets going? How many shots was that? He wasn't doing any damage. No, that is definitely not characteristic of Getright. Usually he's on point. Seized will shut him down in the end. And so a man advantage here for Na'Vi. And they're looking great at this point, Anders. They've got everything going for them. They've got 2 players on the A site way back as well. So it's not going to be easy to find an opening pick to start things off for NIP.
Susan injuring that corner, isn't he? That's kind of that. See, NIP know this obviously, because Forrest had that huge clutch back at the major to do this. So will NIP have remembered? Well, that shot from Forrest, it doesn't connect, and look at the time, 40 seconds here. They kind of need to move a little bit closer. Forrest missing one more time. Is he even going to get a 3rd strike at this point in time? He's got very little HP left. Trying to see if he can make the push up here. The bomb is right behind him as well. And there's finally a kill coming through, and it's Flamey going down. In fact, NIP getting the opening into the site. And Zeus, he's just waiting. There's the bomb, and Python's going to be going down. No plant happening this time around. It's the last man left. Na'Vi, they're playing rock solid right now, and NIP, this is the round that they really couldn't afford to lose, but Na'Vi give them no choice. Brilliant play coming out of the CIS team here.
Yeah, such patience being displayed there by Zeus, just sitting back, not giving it away. The fact that, you know, he's still here, there's still an extra man on that site. So when Nip kill off Flamey, they're maybe thinking, okay, great, now we can start pushing up. Maybe we can catch out a rotator. That's why they're hanging around, looking towards balcony, looking towards connector. But the fact that Zeus is there just completely shuts down everything for NIP. Exist, no bonus money for him.
What do you do if you're NIP though? You could go for you know, Tech 9 armor and try and rush down, which we can sort of tell that they're not doing. I mean, I would say this is a bit of a risk actually, because 6 rounds is already pretty good on CT side. Now, strong chance Na'Vi get a 7th. This is a good performance right now from Na'Vi.
Absolutely. They've definitely come back into this. And well, here's the aggression coming out from NIP. Of course, they only have the pistol, so they do get into underpass nicely, and they can start working their way through danger up into apartments if they want. And they have left Get Right, as usual, in the lurk roll over on the other side of the map. If C's picks them off, though, that might get a little hairy. And Guardian's got position on the plateau as well. So Na'Vi, they have everything working for him right now. Zeus is just in a bit of a scary spot, because if there is a flash or anything that comes around that corner, the pistol's up close, they can get that lucky headshot on him. So it could get out of control fairly quickly, but there's still 2 players still, you know, backing him on that site. Na'Vi are doing a very good job, but then Freiburg lurking in right on the edge of that smoke, and that's what I'm talking about. Rips Zeus's head off, and now NIP, they're going to try and pounce on this, and Flamey gets caught out in the open.
Oh no, there's still one Na'Vi member here, Edward with that long spray. Look at this, he's cut the grenade out. The Freiburg gonna follow up that I think Edward just saved Na'Vi. That was the one play that they desperately needed. Now, it's on Get Right, and he's walking right into this shot. C's gonna be able to pick it up, but they're gonna need to buy Edward a round of drinks later on.
Edward grinning? What is this? It wasn't even like a full grin, too. You just know the crinkling of the eyes there at the edge. He's just like, yep, I know I just saved us.
Captain Ahab spearing a couple of Swedes there.
The
15th round.
I know, this is it. Last round of this first half. And Na'Vi, they've done a fantastic job coming back on this CT side. They've tied it up. 7-7.
Have you noticed there haven't been many pushes to the plateau just yet? Well, Guardian opening up with a shot on Freiburg. He's done that the 2nd time now, but you really feel like they've left that B bomb site just a little bit alone and are actually focusing a lot now, at least in the later stages here, on that A bomb site. And they've tried that three smokes from out the middle onto B, and it didn't quite work yet. Right, following up with a shot on Edward, and it's a good refrag coming in here, but looks like one more time they're going to try and go for the A bomb site. We've got Seized in the doorway, and we've got Guardian on the A bomb site.
That was a nice adjustment made by Get Right. He's been playing a lot in drop, so for him to just peekaboo onto plateau like that, don't know if Edward was expecting it to be that aggressive. And now it's Guardian taking up the spot that Zeus got domed in last time around, so we'll see if Freiburg is going to be able to pick something up. But no, Freiburg is dead, so it's going to have to be somebody else here on NIP. The shoulder peek comes through, and they're trying to peek him together. And Guardian, he will get rushed down here. If he gets around the corner somehow, not close enough to be able to follow it, but Forrest with a pre-fire will take him out. And now it's a 3-on-3. Seized onto the site. Zeus playing from connector, so the Nip are not out of the woods yet. But they do have the nades necessary to go for the full execute, and it looks like they will be just pulling the trigger and trying to run onto it. Seized, he's in position to deal with it, however.
Close range here, has to get the early kill. He's gonna pick it up. He got one in the middle earlier. That's a double, looking for the triple. Not quite yet. And Forrest, he's picked up an AWP, trying to see if he can make this work. Only got 24 seconds, and look at this, creeping around for the smoke. This is a 1 in a million chance to make this work. Smoke is gone. He's buying the SWAT truck now, gonna be looking up towards the bomb site. Oh, turning his back, and Zeus is there. Great positional play, 8-7 finish. Na'Vi, I would say there is an overwhelming likelihood right now that we're going to go to a 3rd map. This is one hell of a performance from them, and it started off very badly. They were getting absolutely crushed. The 4th round, they won, and then they lost the 5th and 6th. When you do that, and you're playing on the CT side, that's supposed to be the breaking point. That's supposed to be where you lose all confidence. You certainly lose all your money, and they stuck into it. So, what a team. And we know they are a championship team as well. They're so good. But this is something else. 18 kills on Seized. Yeah, they're playing a very, very solid map of Counter-Strike right now.
And you can see the tape on Guardian's arm right now. And I'm curious if he's feeling that injury at all. Doesn't seem like it with the flicks that he's been hitting, the aggressive opping that he's been showing. So I mean, it doesn't seem like it is affecting his performance. There was a lot of skepticism with him showing up halfway through this tournament. Starix, their coach, the man calling, the in-game leader, was standing in for him throughout the group phase. It wasn't until Na'Vi got through the group phase that the Guardian was like, actually, it's all right, my doctor says I can play. Flew over here and made it just in time for the playoffs.
Still not convinced it's just tape. It's got to be some sort of nanotechnology to optimize his hand.
Ghost in the shell.
Some Ukrainian or Slovakian invention,
All right, we're getting into the second half now. Na'Vi, with the 8 rounds, they're in the lead and they're on the T side, so they will have the edge. It's all up to NIP now to weather the storm. And the nades already going out here for Na'Vi, not wasting any time at all.
Oh, Forest looking for the opening, but it will be Guardian with a return. And if Na'Vi weren't already doing well, then winning this pistol round certainly would do it. The smoke comes up, Get Right charging through. It was pierced in hand, he gets the first headshot, but Flamey there to shut it down. And NIP keeps charging in, and Death is waiting on the other side. Flamey with a fantastic double return. And Exist 1 versus 3, all trapped inside, and he's gonna go down to Seized. Na'Vi with a great play here early on. Just, I think the speed of that push, catching Nip off guard. You know, I realized as well, I know what it is somewhere on his hand. You know, you can get like nicotine patches. It's a real Adderall patch that's just right.
Get out.
All right, I'm done. I needed
poor taste, maybe the joke. Somebody with the sign out there too. I actually had that going as well. So shout out to the guy with the sign that we saw earlier on the stream. But yeah,
I'm done now. We can continue.
The Adderall. Well, I don't think the Guardian needs any performance-enhancing drugs. The guy's superhuman already. But Na'Vi, well, they get the pistol, and then we can see them setting up. And Freiburg, he got that dig last time. This time around, he clicks just a second too soon, and Guardian is going to be able to take him out point blank with the CZ-75. And Forrest is not able to capitalize on the opportunity. He could have had 2 kills, but instead he gets none. And Na'Vi now aren't even going to try and rush up behind this. Instead, they decide to play it patiently because Seized has worked his way through Connector. He clears out that A site, and now Na'Vi will get the bomb site for free. A perfect anti-eco so far for them, although Forrest definitely made it close there.
Yeah, there was a bit of a bump in the road when they managed to flash Guardian and almost get him killed as they pushed in. I think that would have been unfortunate, but up until that point, things, I mean, it did work out anyway, so not a big issue. Flamey walks into Exist and just out of the round. Looking for a bit more, actually. Exist, look at this. Just the perfect angle, goes back for a second peek on long and gets that shot on Edward. Na'Vi losing way too much economy in a round like this.
This is catastrophic. You go from a perfect anti-eco to donating an AK and losing 3 people. Na'Vi are going to be kicking themselves. Now there's a UMP for Pyth to play with as well, and Na'Vi, they can't afford to risk anything else, so they have to back off. But it's these little mistakes that could come back to haunt Na'Vi. You give NIP a little bit of an edge. Exist, he still has Kevlar as well from this round, so in the next round he's going to be a threat. Na'Vi are now going to have to worry about there being a rifle on the other side when it should just be straight pistols across the board. Definitely a little bit of a frustrating moment here for Na'Vi, so we have to just see, take that deep breath, calm down again, guys, because that's the kind of mistake you can't afford to make versus NIP.
I'm also noticing here the crowd in Sweden a little bit silent here at the second half.
There we go, there we go.
And not for long. NIP, you guys have got to realize they are a little bit behind right now, so they're definitely going to need all the support they can get here. Now we are in a strong position to take the second map, which would be putting on the third map. Obviously, would be favorable. That grenade dunking Exist out of the round. And he was just trying to hold on to Freiburg there.
Dude, Seized is the one coming alive right now for Na'Vi, though. This is crazy. He's up to 23 kills so far. Just dominating, top fragging on this map. Pyth has dropped off a little bit. He's only done up to 16. He had 14 after, what, the 8th or 9th round? So Pyth's impact in these rounds has definitely fallen off quite a bit. It's Seized instead to just start dominating this map. And that puts Na'Vi up to 11 rounds. A very quick and clean anti-eco for them. No surprises this time around. And NIP, we have to see what they're going to be able to afford to get. Yeah, Pyth can't afford to get the AWP. Get Right going for the shotgun, which is usually what he tends to favor here on this map on the CT side. He likes to play those close angles, so he can be very dangerous, that shotgun, at point blank range, and he can make a little bit more money as well.
I mean, after this round, NIP, if they don't win this, they're going to have one more shot at doing it, but this is essentially it. Good counterflash coming out here from the Swedish team, just trying to slow Na'Vi down, but they seem to be just focused on this bomb side and ready to see if they could get in here. There come the flashes coming out. Good spray down from Exist, taking out Edward. The bomb's still not on the bomb side, but they're out on the plateau, and Flamey with a deadly return as Exist goes down 4 on 4. Pith picking up 1. He needs a little bit more, but he's not going to get it. They're just trading back and forth, and all of this is going to favor Na'Vi. As long as you keep trading, you're going to be happy on the terrorist side. Get Right close with the Max 7. Those pellets, they just don't work at that range, and Forrest and Freiburg are left now.
Surprised, Get Right missing shot after shot. incredibly frustrating to see that the man is not going to be anchoring net right now. Flamey will find the headshot on Forrest, and it's all on Freiburg, and he's about to get backstabbed as well. So Na'Vi, they don't even need to press forward onto the site. They know that Seized is taking control of drop, and he's got a massive flank, just goes right into Freiburg, takes him out, and that's a 12th round on the board. Na'Vi, they're in a prime position to just run away with the second map and take it to map 3 at this point, because they have great money. Everybody's rich on Na'Vi at this point, apart from Edward. He's at 1,400, but everybody else is above 7K. So Guardian could get ops for days, whereas NIP is just a little bit of a half buy, a little quasi buy coming out here. CZ's picked up, but they're saving for the next round. And in the next round, they're just not going to have any more room to back up. They have to just put a stop to it right here, NIP. So whatever was working for them at the beginning of this map, when they were all fired up and ready to go, they need to find that again. Otherwise, the title's going to slip out of their fingers. Guardian is there to open up on Freiburg from underpass, and well, it's a stack on the B side. So Na'Vi, eventually they'll figure out that, hey, you know, actually nobody's here trying to stop us from getting this bomb plant.
And it was a stack with 3 grenades as well. We're just not seeing much luck for it. Another great shot from Forrest, taking down Seized. Why not? They want to get up there and get the rifle back out of the hands of that corpse. Well, that was an impressive throw. Forrest, is that rifle really not going to make it back down? There we go. Grenade follow-up, and Exist gets one. Oh, he's out of bullets! And the knife. Should have tossed it at him, and that would have worked. Pith is still in the bomb site. He's got the pistol close range. He's dealing with any real health. Forrest has the angle. He's back in chicken coop, Samler, and this could get really rough if they don't realize. NIP haven't been using this position a lot. This could really pay off. He's going to go for the early peek here, looks for the headshot, but there they check it. Flamey with a good shot, and Pith's going to get the one looking for one, but it's not going to happen. Imagine a world in which Exist has one more bullet in that CSAD.
Imagine a world where he gets the knife. I would have taken the knife too, you know. $1,500 in his pocket, a little bit of a whistle. That would have been pretty good. And that would have definitely frustrated Na'Vi, but yeah, that could have changed everything. Instead, it will be, you know, still Nip managing to keep tabs on Na'Vi's economy, at least, you know, trying to get these kills, and they get 3 kills, so it's forcing Na'Vi to spend more money. But now NIP are the ones dropping a lot of cash in this round. Double AWP strategy for them. 4 players on that B site early on, and Na'Vi, once again, not wasting any time. They've got that bomb primed and ready, and all 5 members here for Na'Vi, they aren't just hesitating. They're going straight into drop, looking for the fight, and Get Right, he holds the line, and he still has full HP.
There's a very good start, but he's getting shot in the back. Somehow they let Edward through. Exist is there. Pith as well, picking off Seuss, and that drops the bomb right in front of the rest of NIP. Guardian. This is one of these rounds that is only winnable if NIP start to make mistakes. Otherwise, you just cannot 1v4 this reliably. And there's maybe the early one. He misses the shot, though. It would have been a big opening. Now he's low on health, making matters worse. He could still do damage. I mean, you're right, they did go for the double up setup, so that's already expensive. And Guardian, Flick not connecting. He doesn't seem to be quite in the zone. There's the first one going through. And one of the AWPs is down, but they'll pick up another one instead and keep both AWPs alive for a 13-8 scoreline here. I mean, that was almost a scary moment when Genrai gets the first kill and drop. That's great, but then Edward coming in from behind. I'm not sure what the gap in the defense was, but as soon as that happens, you get a little bit worried.
Curious, if we would have to go back and see if Pyth was flashed, I think. If he was the man holding point all the way back, he had taken quite a bit of damage. Maybe that was the gap that Edward found, but still, regardless, NIP, they weather the storm.
Now you gotta wonder, because now we must know that both the AWPs are still alive. If they can find a way to use that, I mean, when you have smoke grenades and if you know how to smoke off the AWPs, it could be actually way more efficient. And they're just starting off this round with sort of a very casual setup, not too much of a setup, just waiting, in fact, to see if Nip are gonna do anything weird. But they have 4 smokes still left, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're gonna try and smoke execute either A or B, but I mean, I think especially the A-bomb side, if you can smoke up the balcony, smoke up the doorway up there, then you're in a pretty good spot.
Well, there's a little bit of information gained. They figure out that there is an op holding close to underpass, and now Zeus, he's in position to try and get a punish in there. Molotov will clear out one angle, so that's good. He gets into danger as well, so a lot of map information coming in here for Na'Vi. Figuring out that NIP, they were holding underpass and not so much up in apartments. Zeus, he will be checking these angles out, and in the meantime, Flamey, we can see him working and drop. And this is drawing 4 players over here from NIP onto the B site, and now NIP are going to be flipping out. They have no idea what's going on. Freiburg, luckily for him, he hits that headshot on Seized. But in the meantime, Na'Vi, they're going to go powering out onto the A site, but that doesn't matter if Forrest is here with the AWP. He's got the angle. Edward takes out his teammate Freiberg, but this is still a 2-on-4 situation. Na'Vi, all the pressure on them, and Forrest still alive. Forrest, you just can't get rid of this guy at the back of the site, and that buys time for Exist to come into the fight.
And once again, it's Guardian alone. NIP somehow managed to stop that A-split happening. And those are really rare, so you don't get many chances to do it. It's only going to catch Nip off guard the once, and this time they made it work. No time left at all, and Guardian just making his way out here. That's going to make it 13-9. NIP finding another round. It's about time as well. They need them.
Oh, that was very nice from NIP. They heard Guardian running, and they didn't chase. They didn't want to take the risk of dropping more rifles. They want to maintain their economy because they're in it for the long haul at this point. So that was some quick, snappy decision-making there from Threat, saying, actually, guys, it's not worth the risk of us spending way more money in the next round just to get a single op off of Guardian. Let's play it safe. Let's mind our own economy. Very wise. And that's going to reset things as NIP now, they are starting to put just a little bit of a streak together here. 2 rounds in a row, and we'll see if they can do more. Na'Vi, once again, going back to the default, although they still have a little bit of a focus on mid. They realize that if Forrest is playing around here with the AWP, he might try and go for what Guardian was doing in the first half, trying to go for those peaks into mid, and so they're looking to get a punish on that.
I mean, this is just the slow style that we're so used to from Na'Vi. I mean, anything before 40 seconds is essentially out of the ordinary. They never got close enough to that A bomb site to even try that execute, though. I mean, you still need some grenades in there to try and get rid of some of the NIP positions. They lost 2 or 3 members before that even happened. Now they're setting up for some cool Molotovs out here, but not going to hit anyone. That means they get a lot closer. Freiberg and Forrest are on the site. If they execute A right now and they can keep seized and drop to sort of make sure no one rotates over too much, this could be a really, really good round for Na'Vi. I think they've got the right idea, but they do need to kill either Forrest or Freiberg early on here.
He's just making as much noise as possible right now to keep them guessing. This is very clever stuff from Seized. And well, Na'Vi, they're the ones who are kind of doubting themselves at the moment. It seems like they want to rotate back towards B. 35 seconds left on this clock. Rotation coming through, bomb making its way back through the halls. And NIP, they're going to be rubbing their hands in glee at this. They have 4 players alive on this B site. More than ready for it. Freiberg kind of edging back towards A through connector. And so Na'Vi might hit the perfect window here with only 3 players alive. They do have a strong chance of just quickly overpowering the defense. It's all down to who hits the shots. And Get Right, he will start off strong. He clips Seized through the wall.
Can he follow it up now? Flashbang comes out. He's certainly looking for it. Exist, they have the same line of fire, and that's going to make it so rough. There's Pivot 1, Exist with the follow-up, and Na'Vi, look at the time as well. The only way this was going to work is if they all just hit the entries, otherwise they'd just run out of time. Seized, still alive here, and no one's going to kill him after the clock runs out, so 10-13. 3rd round in a row for NIP. And not only that, Semlin, they do survive with either 5, 3, and 3 members alive every round, so they are building an economy for themselves. Na'Vi, I think we had a bit of a disconnect here, but I think they took a tactical timeout as well.
Yep.
They need to close out this game.
It's very good timing on Stark's part to call for the tack. Wow.
Great job, great job.
Correct. Yeah, that's the perfect time for Na'Vi to actually call a timeout because they're realizing, at this point, it's going to boil down to them just needing to take a minute to breathe, I think, because they've gone through the rush strats, they've gone through the slow default strats, they're trying to make their way through their playbook. So at this point, it's kind of like Zeus just has to give this Friday Night Lights sort of speech, like, come on, guys, this is our time. We're not going to let NIP take this away from us. You guys can hit the headshots, all that sort of hype stuff, right? I mean, you say it a lot of times, but they're going to have to listen this time, Na'Vi, because that's what I feel like it's boiling down to. Entering onto that site, they need to kill Get Right. It's not the other way around. Wow! Just roasting him.
All right.
In front of 336,000 people. Wow, okay then.
I like that sign. I mean, keep it up, guys. Edward, the smile.
But like Guardian, does your husband have 10 shots? Might be worth it then? I don't know. All right, never mind. So.
I was going to say, or a really big gun. 24th round is going to be coming out.
Patrick just waits for it, man.
Just enjoy it.
Years of experience, training. Not only does the man DM, the man stares at himself in a mirror and practices with his eyebrows as well.
He knows what he's doing.
Well, Sarah, be sure to keep us posted on that if she says yes.
Just those signs are essentially sort of a small glimpse, sort of an instance of Twitch chat being taken out of the ether and put into a stadium. It's scary to imagine the same people who visit Twitch and also go to events, but that's just how it works. Shout out to all you guys at Twitch. We are just about 2 seconds away as the game will resume. The tactical timeout being taken from Na'Vi, and now we're back into it. Let's see if they've figured out a way to break through the Swedish defense here on Cobblestone, because they need it. They had a great first half. Second half has been, well, off to a good start, but since then it's been tough. They need it right now because NIP are starting to gain real momentum, and they're already a whole map down on the Na'Vi side, so they cannot afford to give any more.
And well done by Na'Vi, not to cave to the pressure, not to go for the force buy here. They are still in the lead. They still have some room to maneuver with. They're going to get good money in the next round, so they don't just try and take an outside risk, an outside chance by going for the force with the Kevlar and the Tech 9s and everything. Instead, they just spend a little bit of money on the pistols, and they give themselves a fighting chance in this round. So we'll see if they can overrun the defense. But NIP this time around, they aren't fully focused on the B side. Instead, they are in position to deal with this push on the A side. Freiburg and Forrest both starting off strong here, and Na'Vi, they're getting bogged down. Seas will find a headshot, and Edward with the flank. It actually works. Freiburg out of bullets. They actually have a chance here, Na'Vi.
Wow, what a shock. They just simply managed to catch them off guard, and as soon as Freiburg loses his back up there, he's just in a really bad position, but it's not over yet. They do not have armor on the remaining Na'Vi players here. Great smoke coming in there. Try and see if they can block that one out. Follow-up flashbang to allow Guardian to get just a little bit closer. Don't want to team flash anyone, but the flank that is coming in from Pith, that could be what decides this round. You could tell them no one on Na'Vi has any focus on this right now. They're even planting right for him. Pith is here with the AWP. He's going to spot the first man in. There's the shot. No bomb plant yet, but he's a little bit greedy. And Edward going to capitalize on that now. Exist coming up. And this is going to be a 1v1. Exist has done it before. He's looking for it. There's the shot. And NIP, they win that round regardless. That is so close.
That is unreal. Exist, he just keeps coming through time and time again for NIP.
And that one-on-one he had earlier on this map, he was at 4 kills then. That was his 4th kill. Now he's jumped up to 18. He's overtaken everybody in the team except Pith, who's got 21. But he's really coming up. I must say, Exist has just been an incredible player throughout this grand finals.
Throughout this tournament, he has done fantastic work, and it's great to see. It's the benefit of threat coming into the roster. Exist doesn't have to worry about leading anymore. He doesn't have to think about it. All he has to do is get the kills, and he delivers once again. So Na'Vi now the ones who were feeling a little bit of the heat here. After that round of eco, now they have the rifles, they have the nades, and Guardian has his AWP. And once again, Na'Vi set up for a little bit of a passive play. They do move into underpass, but as the smoke clears, Guardian is scoping up, looking to see if he can catch somebody out, and it's Forrest, the only man alive over here for NIP in danger. This time around, however, he has that M4. That's the best kind of scenario here for him. He can actually get this sprayed. It drops the bomb at his feet.
Oh no, Na'Vi, what is the man doing in there with the bomb first? Flamey though, rock solid play coming out, taking out Forrest. Otherwise, that would have been an absolute catastrophe, something that they cannot afford to do this at this point in time. Imagine if Forrest had backup. Imagine if there had been another guy at the doorway there. They could lose the round in just 1 kill.
That's incredible that Forrest, he actually manages to give that up. He could have bought a little bit more time. There's so many options there for NIP. Instead, now Na'Vi, they have 45 seconds to make their play. And they are rotating that bomb up into apartments. Edward, he's forward on this. Guardian with that AWP is their support, but it looks like Na'Vi, they want to group up together and move together as a unit, counting on Seas to get in there with the backstab. Freiburg, though, is going to catch Guardian looking into the wall, pondering the meaning of life.
They weren't ready for this. Exist taking one down. Edward with the long-range spray. He sees it coming as well. He's got a couple of bullets left, and will take out Freiburg. He doesn't even go for the reload. Another smoke going up, and I think they double smoke that door, which is not quite what you're meant to do. Edward going for the spray, but he can't connect. And Flamey, he's been good before, but this would be something else. He's in a 1-on-3, and he's going to get taken out by Exist. Picking up the 2nd kill of the round for himself, and NIP taking a step further, making it 13-12. Now, here is something clever that NIP just did. They had 2 people in that A-bomb site, and there are obviously 2 entrances to it, so they could have stuck one guy in the middle, one guy looking into sort of A-long, and they could have defended either one. Instead, they decide, let's double up on middle, go and take that fight, and then fall back. It's very smart, actually. I love that kind of play, because you're spreading yourself so thinly if you just look one the other way. So, very smart choice, actually.
Now, wise play coming out. And NIP are starting to feel it at this point. Exist, he just keeps delivering with these key kills. And Na'Vi are the ones, I mean, there's this counter streak basically going on. Na'Vi, they picked up 5 rounds at the beginning of this half. Now NIP have 5 of their own. Na'Vi getting max money, though. So long as they can keep getting bomb plants down, they'll have the money for the full buys. And NIP are the ones who are feeling a little bit of the heat. Instead, they decide, let's double up on middle, go and take that fight, and then fall back. It's very smart, choice, actually. Now, wise play coming out. And NIP are the ones, I mean, there's this counter streak basically going on. Na'Vi, they picked up 5 rounds at the beginning of this half. Now NIP have 5 of their own. Na'Vi getting max money, though. So long as they can keep getting bomb plants down, they'll have the money for the full buys. but the pressure is just going to keep mounting. And once again, NIP, they just go back to their default pretty much, which seems to be 4 players on B to start. Na'Vi haven't been super aggressive on A early on in these rounds, and so NIP haven't been really been given a reason to actually play it safe. They are allowed to cheat an extra play over to the B side because Na'Vi haven't taught them otherwise.
Forrest is here to spot them early on as well in case anything happens. So he should be given a chance. Guardian though, look at this. Gonna make the play up there. That's such a hard angle to see. Oh, he misses that shot. It would have been such a big opening. Looked like he had it dead on, but not quite. And again, Forrest, he gets the early information, calls in for Freiburg. Now, are they going to do it again, doubling up in middle? It certainly seems like it. They want to take this fight instead of defending and spreading themselves thinly. Actually, they're setting up for a bit of a trick play this time. Freiburg just drawing their attention away, and Forrest nearly lining him up. But what a great trade. Flamey taking both those kills.
Yeah, 1 for 1 is not quite going to cut it here. And there's the quick push. Actually, look at this aggression from Get Right. He's going to catch Flamey. Flashed. 3-on-3 now. That was the kill to make the difference. And the dunk nade going sailing onto the site, doing considerable damage to Zeus. But the bomb will now be planted, and Edward lurking on a balcony will catch out Pyth. He sees the follow-up man, but Get Right just runs him down. No fear at all. But he's in a 1v2. This used to be the best clutch player in the business. We'll see if he can deliver again. Oh, the wall bang on a Guardian, dead on, nearly takes him out, and he's going to be able to get the headshot on Zeus as well. This is his moment. Get Right looking to bait out a reaction, but Guardian, he's got nerves of steel at this point. Not giving it up. Get Right homing in, he's got the kit, and he's trying to cheat forward. He's finally going to just go for the run, but Guardian not gonna miss the point-blank shot, and he saves it for Na'Vi. Finally, a clutch round goes to the CIS team.
Wow. You could rely. Yeah, so he hit the first time around through the wall, obviously. Guardian, you said nerves of steel. Absolutely. This is so shocking. And that might have just saved the map for Na'Vi. I mean, they took the tactical timeout. They tried and it didn't work. NIP just kept defending. They find something that works. And it is, again, that A split. This time, the doubling up on the ramp didn't work as they expected. And I think it was the flashbang that hit Freiburg first that made them so disorientated they just couldn't follow up on it. And now, again, Forrest alone and 4 men over at the B-bomb site with C sneaking out on the plateau here.
What a big lurk coming out here from C's. They haven't really gone for this kind of play on Na'Vi's side. Nip trying to bait out some kind of response. It seems like Nip might have been wise to this.
I think Na'Vi are trying to bait out the response.
They're going for the boost. Oh, this could be perfect. Look at this. C's spots are coming from a mile away, but he still loses the duel. Exists with a huge headshot.
This is great news. I think Na'Vi wanted to push A and have C's to be up there for the rotation. I think they were actually trying to force Nip to rotate out of the B-bomb side. So that was a genius idea, but that play hard countered it, and now comes the question, now that they're a man down, can they really make this work? We've got 45 seconds. Guardian looking right at the edge, and on the other side, Forrest, Freiburg exists. Pyth is not far away. This is a huge stack in A-bomb site. Now we're going to have to play godlike to make this work. Forrest going for the early shot. That's the bomb down, but shot in the back by Edward. Freiburg with the lineup, gets one, follows it up, 12 bullets left, and he gets a triple kill. And NIP bringing it a bit closer here, 14-13. They saw that coming from miles away.
And it couldn't be better, Anders. It couldn't work out more perfectly for NIP. Edward had so much success. Freiburg one-ups him from the same spot. Not an anti-eco for Freiburg. He takes on people who have bought up the rifles. But Na'Vi, after that long streak, they win the 1 round, and then they get hard reset back down to 1,400. And that means pistols. So Nip, they have a chance to run it back here. A deep nade just dunked onto Flame. He drops him low, does some damage to everybody else, and now Forrest looking to get on the action. He's got the UMP, and he's here to farm some money. Even spots the flank coming in. Bonus 1,200 bucks in his pocket, and now he's reloaded. He can get even more. 18, just total annihilation. And a 14-14 tied score going into the big round. Na'Vi with no bomb plant means that this is going to be a nasty round indeed. What was that?
Oh my. Make that money.
Honey.
This stadium is now 2 rounds away from exploding. Exist early with the grenades here on the plateau. They're seeing this coming. I think now we are going to go for a massive execute onto this bomb site. And the problem is, again, NIP, their default is putting 4 people here. It really won't be easy, but this may be the last chance of doing it. If they can't win this round, Who knows if it's all going to be over. Pyth is up here looking for the shot early on. The smokes are there. They're out on the plateau, and he's actually isolated the big bat here. Gonna have to put up a smoke just to buy time for himself, but they can shoot right through this chicken coop. This is not a safe position to be in. Are they realizing? They walk right into the AWP. Edward low on health. There's the refrag coming through. Guardian with a huge kill. They need that bomb pump, but look how low they all are right now, and they're gonna try and deny it. The bomb doesn't go down. Get right. He turns around. He gets the spray down, and now Zeus dies next. Assists with the kill. NIP tournament point here. 15-14.
And if ever there was a time that NIP deserved to win this, it is now. All 5 members of NIP delivering in this grand final, 20 frags plus for all of them. And get right, what a play from him. Denies the plant, 180 to pick off the man on balcony as well, on plateau. And this is it now. Can Na'Vi, can they actually bring this back? Can they take it to overtime? Or will NIP be picking up their title on home turf here in Malmö in a stadium full of their fans? An incredible amount of pressure on Na'Vi's shoulders, but as well on NIP. Now we have to see now with the Tech-9s, the Deagle on Edward, just a single lone AK on Guardian. It's all or nothing now for Na'Vi, and they've had enough of B-side. It seems like for now, they're gonna be working their way back towards A and actually trading it up. Guardian with the Tech-9 wanting to go point. Instead, he gives it over to Flamey. Flamey has been hitting shots with the AK, so it's not a bad decision.
Well, it's the calm before the storm, isn't it? They are setting up Na'Vi. These AXQs have been working well. Forest, a bit of a grenade to buy some time. They need that one good entry to fake it into overtime. Forest hoping up on one. There's Guardian going down. He's hiding in the corner. They do have another backup, 2 men backing up behind it. There's Forest with another one. Flamey with an important refrag, but Get Right is there. Zeus and Edward are left, and they're simply out of time. 30 seconds here. NIP, what a story it's been already. Get Right, and here it comes. NIP, your DreamHack Masters champions.